Once upon a time, there were two friends named Bolt and Nero. They had been friends since childhood and had been through thick and thin together. However, the two had one thing that they couldn't agree on, and that was their way of thinking. Bolt believed in arguing based on facts and figures, while Nero believed in arguing based on his understanding of how things should be. Their arguments often left them frustrated and upset with each other. One day, as they were walking through the village, they came across an old man sitting aside the road. The old man was known for his wisdom and was respected by the villagers. Bolt and Nero decided to approach the old man and seek his advice.
"Old man," said Bolt, "we need your help. Nero and I always argue, and we can't seem to agree on anything. Can you help us find a way to settle our arguments?"
The old man smiled and said, "Of course, my children. But first, tell me what your arguments are about." Bolt and Nero looked at each other and then turned to the old man. "Well," said Bolt, "we argue about 5 different topics. The first is about the best way to grow crops. Nero thinks we should use traditional methods, while I believe we should use modern techniques." The old man nodded his head and said, "I see. And what about the second topic?" "The second topic is about education," said Nero. "I believe that education should be focused on developing a person's character, while Bolt thinks it should be focused on developing skills and knowledge." The old man smiled and said, "I understand. What about the other 3 topics?"
"The third topic is about religion," said Bolt. "Nero thinks that religion is important for spiritual development, while I believe that it is outdated and unnecessary."
"The fourth topic is about politics," said Nero. "I believe that a democratic government is the best way to govern, while Bolt believes that a dictatorship is more effective." "And the 5th topic," said Bolt, "is about relationships. Nero expects that people should follow their hearts when it comes to love, while I believe that people should use their heads." The old man listened carefully to Bolt and Nero's arguments and then said, "My children, I have a text that may help you understand your arguments better. It goes like this: The idea of right and wrong is unintelligent. It is ignorance, since right versus wrong ignores rather than explores the other side." Bolt and Nero looked at each other, unsure of what the old man meant. The old man continued,
"In my opinion, the idea of right and wrong is the root of all disagreement, arguments, divorce, unhappiness, aggression, violence, and war. Of course, a nation that can't intelligently develop its people is due to failure." Bolt and Nero were still puzzled. The old man then said, "When you argue with an idiot, there are now 2 idiots. 2 idiots appear when each idiot thinks there is only one right answer." Bolt and Nero were now starting to understand what the old man was trying to say. The old man then added, "I believe that there is a part of us that can't be reached, either by legislators or by education, but can only be reached by the power of God." Bolt and Nero were now deep in thought, trying to process the old man's words. The old man then said, "My children,
I have one final riddle for you. What is greater than God, more evil than the devil? The poor have it, the rich need it, and if you eat it, you will die. Bolt and Nero were stumped. They had no idea what the answer could be. The old man smiled and said, "The answer to my riddle is nothing. It is greater than God because even God cannot create something out of nothing. It is more evil than the devil because it can make even the purest soul corrupt. The poor have nothing, and the rich need nothing, and if you eat nothing, you will die." Bolt and Nero were impressed by the old man's wisdom and realized that their arguments were based on their individual perspectives and beliefs. The old man's words made them see that there was no right or wrong answer, but rather different ways of looking at things. The old man then said, "My children, remember that there is no right or wrong way of thinking. What is important is to understand each other's perspective and try to find a common ground. If you can do that, then you will be able to live in peace and harmony." Bolt and Nero nodded their heads in agreement and thanked the old man for his advice. They left the old man feeling enlightened and eager to apply what they had learned. From that day on, Bolt and Nero approached their arguments with an open mind, trying to see things from the other person's perspective. They listened to each other's arguments and attempted to find a compromise that worked for both of them. Their arguments became less frequent and less heated, and their friendship grew stronger. They realized that their differences were what made them unique and that they could learn from each other. The old man continued to be a source of wisdom and guidance for Bolt and Nero, and they visited him often to seek his advice. They shared their newfound knowledge with others in the village, spreading the message of understanding and harmony. In the end, Bolt and Nero learned that the power of God is not just in religion, but also in understanding, compassion, and tolerance. They learned that there is a greater power than just right and wrong, and that by embracing each other's differences, they could create a better world. The moral of this story is that understanding and respect for different perspectives can lead to harmony and peace. The story shows how Bolt and Nero's arguments were rooted in their individual perspectives and beliefs, but they learned to approach each other with an open mind and found common ground. The wise old man taught them that there is no right or wrong way of thinking, and it is important to try to understand each other's point of view. The story also highlights the importance of wisdom and guidance in finding solutions to disagreements. The old man provided the necessary guidance and wisdom that helped Bolt and Nero understand the importance of tolerance and compassion. In summary, the story teaches us that to live in peace, we must learn to respect and appreciate the differences in others. By doing so, we can create a better world where individuals can coexist in harmony despite their differing views and opinions. The end. Thank you for watching. Consider subscribing to more videos like this from this channel. Don't hesitate to drop your comments below and we love you.